Hi, folks. Uh, just wanted to go through a couple of directions to see if it answers some of your questions before they appear. So I'm going to do a geometric hawk on Desmos. And so I typed in geometric hawk and up came this great one. So I'm going to visit that site. In order to get a screenshot of this, I'm going to do Shift Command 4, outline what I want from that, and just release that. So Shift Command 4, drag your finger on the trackpad and then release it. And then now it is saved on a clipboard. And now I want to actually, it's saved into downloads, I believe. And so now I'm going to go to Desmos. So now I'm in just my regular Desmos graphing site. And I go to this plus sign and I'm going to add an image. So here's all my recent images that came up. And so I'm just going to take the screenshot here. When I click that, it centers it here. You're going to have to take a look at our rubric to make sure that your centering and your image is within a certain parameter for size on the graph. But I'm good here. But this image right here has a couple of things I can do with it. I can change the centering. I can rotate it if I wanted to. And this is the one I'm interested in here. I can make it lighter or darker. Uh, when it's really dark, it's hard to graph over. So I'm going to make this maybe a 0.5 and see what that's. Maybe, I don't know, even a 0.3. That gives me an idea of what it is without actually uh, having it overpower me. Because now I'm going to start doing lines on this. So one thing I want to do is just create an equation of a line. If you think of it in y equals mx plus b form, if I did y equals, I'm going to pick this one right here. So I'm going to say y equals, I don't know, -1 x plus 1, 2, 3. Let's try that. So not bad. I see that it is a negative slope. Check. I see that it hits around 3. Check. But it might be a little too steep. So I'm going to do it as a 0.8. That's a little bit better. Now I can just use my trackpad and do the opposite of pinching, opening it up so that it zooms in. And now I can get a closer look at where I want to do for my y-intercept. So I don't know, I'll do it as 3.2. And that looks like it's beautiful. It's right on the line. It looks like it's very close to that same angle as well. I don't know. If you want to be really good about it, I might change this to be a 0.8 two maybe, and that gives me a beautiful line right down the middle. But if you notice, it's a line. And so now I want to do some parameters here. We use something called braces. I don't think I need to, I can do that. And my braces are going to be around an X. So we're going to have my X values only, which means that when I'm looking at this, you can't think of like heights where to cut it off. You're only thinking of vertical lines that will limit your line and turn it into a line segment. So here it looks like my X value of this is -1, -2. Let's just put in -3 from now. And we're saying X is greater than that, right? Or -3 is less than that. And -3 is less than X here. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I've zoomed way in. This is actually only like a -1 3/4. So that's a -1.75. How does that look? Getting close. Because I'm so zoomed in, I can get even better on this and do it as a 1.70, 1.5, 1.4. 1.3 is too small, so I'm going to go back to 1.4. And if I really zoom in, I think I like that. I think that's pretty good. So we're now array, and now we're going to do the other side as well. So X is less than, um, let's start with here, I'm going to look at that as, I don't know, a 1.75 again on that. I don't know. Let's give it a try. 1.75. Now I zoom in again. Some of you are going to be obsessed with this and make it perfect. That looks a little too long for me. So I might make that 1.6 or 1.7 to see. There's my undo button. Like I just mistakenly canceled this and I went, wait a minute, bring it back. See? All right, so here I am I can right arrow it and say, let me do 1.7. That looks pretty good. Now when I zoom in, that looks good. So I've done my first one. Now I want to go on to my next one. Instead of retyping all this, I could just highlight it and hit Command C and copy that. And then I can put it on my next one and then tweak it from there, correct? So I could throw that on my next one and I know that I'll be using that whoops, y equals mx plus b. Here's an interesting thing that I can do as well. I just created this equation where I could put in sliders for this, and I can see what my slope is sliding left and right. And I can also add a B slider to see what it is. So let's say I wanted to do another part of the wing here. So I look at this wing and I say, let me get this wing, this part. So let's take our B and move it up, 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 up until it hits. Then I'm going to take my slope and move it down, down, down. Oh, so close. I'm going to just leave it about there. And now I go back here to this one. And if I want to get rid of this other for now, I can unhighlight it. I want to go back to this one and see how I'm going to shift this. So this looks like I'm all the way past -2 for the X limit and going towards 2 point, I don't know, 2.5. So let's try that 2.5, -2.5. Oh, that looks actually really good, especially if I change my slope just a tiny bit. See how my slope is jumping pretty quickly? So I could probably type in to make my slope a little bit better here and just make that -0.6. And then I'm going to make that 0.7. No, let's make it 0.55. Looking good. Still a little off on my limit here. So let me put it as 6. That looks good. And I don't know where my wing ends, so I could unhighlight it, highlight it, unhighlight it, highlight it, and get an idea of where I'm going to put that one. Boy, it looks almost like, I don't know, 1. No, it looks almost like 0.1. That looks good to me. So depending on how well you want to do this, which I know you want to be perfect, you may want to tweak it by zooming in and out. Okay. Any of these now can be redone. I haven't done my B yet, but I see my B was 2.8, so I can just plug that in now, 2.8. So hopefully this has helped, and if you have any questions, let your teacher know.